T minus 3, 2, 1, ignition.
What you know about this life? Yeah. Just relax, baby, get high. Yeah, you're on your way to the best night ever. No top.
Greetings, assholes. Here we are again for Week 5 recap. Let's just go ahead and dive in and see everything I got in store for you today. First, let's just check out each matchup from last week. It was a wild week. It's been a wild season thus far. Bobby versus Connor. Bobby ran away with it. Biggest takeaway is that Dak Prescott sucks. The fact that Bobby can get away with just having good receivers and Josh Allen is insane. Connor's team is maybe just the biggest disappointment ever. I mean, his players are all anybody who all his players people would love to have on his team or have on their team, but they are just incredibly disappointing. Being 2-3 with his quarterbacks is wild. And then Devon Achane got hurt, and just everything was looking good. Like he was going to be an absolute steal. Still is. He's a good player and a potentially good keeper to have. He's just a little fella and gonna have to deal with injuries. But ultimately, Bobby goes 3-2. Connor goes 2-3. Still two of the most dangerous teams in the league. But Connor started at 2-3. I'm sure he is not happy. Thomas versus Jacob. Jacob actually scored a lot this week. He has the second lowest points against and the third lowest points for the season thus far. So he's been lucky and not that good. Is what it is. Hey, you don't have to apologize for being 4-1, but also fuck you. Thomas is desperately looking for some firepower here, but he had Herbert on a bye, so having him back will be nice, but he's going to need some momentum. Gay Retard strikes back. Miles Sanders with less than a point, which is pretty sick. I'm sure Thomas is good to see that. And hey, the DeAndre Swift trade is looking great. He's looking solid. As long as he's on the field, you're looking great. And Jalen Waddle is looking like shit because Tua sucks, unless he's thrown to one guy. And so don't let anybody give you shit for that trade. DeAndre Swift, he's well worth a second round pick. Looking at Michael versus Andrew, Michael's team is looking pitiful. It's just looking rough. This whole matchup was rough. I'd just like to point out that I would have beaten Michael by over 100 points and Andrew by over 70 points, but we'll get more about me later. This was an absolute stinker. Jordan Love sucks. I needed him to pull off a miracle and throwing passes to Christian Watson, and he was just constantly throwing to him late. It's like Christian Watson sometimes can make something out of nothing, but I see better days for Jordan Love and Christian Watson, but he really fucked me this week. And if Tua didn't have Tyreek, he'd be working at Chili's. That guy sucks. I watched him throw some absolute ducks, and he's supposed to be the best. He blows. He is just fortunate to have the coach, the team, and the skill players around him. But whatever. He's still a good fantasy asset. He's had a decent fantasy week and he threw 2 interceptions, but against the Giants, who are terrible. But anywho, I digress. Now that leads us to mine and Nick Finley's matchup. But rather than have me say it, I felt it would be good to just write my thoughts down. So please make sure you are watching this portion, especially you, Nick Finley. that's all I have to say about that. All right. Let's check out this week. This is kind of a wild league that or wild season that we're cooking up here. So we have 4 teams that are at 3-2, very crucial. Andrew and I played each other. I think that's going to be super close. Or well, honestly, I could see one of us blowing out the other. I really hope I win, but it could all come down to Monday night with Keenan Allen versus Austin Eckler. Could be very exciting, but we will see. Hopefully, I've kicked his ass by then, but we will see. It all kind of depends on if Joe Burrow is back or not, but we'll see. Looking at Bobby versus Jacob, this is kind of the test. Is Jacob for real, or is his team gonna light a big fart? Because he's looking rough. He lost Justin Jefferson. I don't know what's gonna happen, but if his guys have big weeks, then we will see. I like to say somehow I underachieve is a more appropriate name because your team is always projected to win. You have you have the best quarterback unit out of anybody in the league, and they somehow still fuck it up. It's a miracle. But now you have Thomas's team, so if you really fuck this up, it's going to be a doozy. Then we got Michael versus Finn, and we'll see if Michael's team can muster up something. Hopefully for his sake, Saquon actually plays against the Bills. Otherwise, it's looking pretty rough. He lost James Conner, and just have to see how it all shakes out. Nick Finley's team is the most dangerous team in the league because the sleeper doesn't seem to think that he's like the best as far as like projections and everything goes, but they can score fucking 200 points at like nothing. He's got 3 crazy weeks already, so he's a madman. He's the ultimate taco, but in its purest form. So we'll see how everything shakes up. I've got one more thing for you, just because I know that we're all in a different stage of our lives. And just kind of where we're headed, and a lot of us have, significant others and women in our lives who, one way or another, just ruin our chances of watching football on a, weekend basis. It's like, so I've tried to help come up with a system for tricking women into watching football. So I hope that you take a part of this system and tailor it to your own lives. To help you out and really take your weekends back and be able to watch as much football as you want. So first, it's important you must demonstrate your value. So you have to manipulate her into thinking that she has something to gain from watching football every weekend. It's like, so maybe convince her, hey, maybe it'd be fun to have a fantasy league with your family. It's like that way you can all have something to bond over each week. See, and as a woman, she naturally seeks connection with her father, so this is a perfect opportunity to manipulate her insecurities. Next, you want to engage physically. You're going to want to watch a game with people she likes. So it's important to watch a game that is also going to be a win, because you don't want to be just around angry white dudes who are just pissed off that like their offensive coordinator sucks. Got to make sure it's a win, something fun, something that's going to be natural. It's going to flow real well, and that she's going to have a nice time. Also, that's where it's important you throw in high fives, fist bumps, the occasional hug, anything where you can engage her physically to make her feel like, wow, I'm a part of this group, and that you really care. So now after that, you're going to want to nurture that dependence. So this is where you pull the rug out from underneath her. So now that she's had a taste of how fun it can be to watch football, you've really got to trick her now. So say that you've got a big plan for this week's game. So we're talking like wings, like pizza, anything that she would be interested in, like some margaritas, whatever, right? You're going to do it big. Then as she's almost finished getting ready, then you got to tell her that, oh, babe, somebody at work that I was close to had COVID, so now I don't think we should really be around everybody. It's like, I'm really sorry, but you just can't. See, then you won't be able to go to the party. This will crush her spirit and make her feel like she's missing out on all the fun. But you'll be there to pick up all the pieces. You'll be able to watch the game, alone with her at home, making it actually a stronger bond and saying, oh, well, don't worry, this is the thing you and I can actually feel like, our special thing. This is something that will give you a lot more power and you'll be able to use against her later. All right, next, this is crucial. You must neglect her emotionally. So after football, you've built her up and then you absolutely take her down. You ignore her completely as much as you can on non-football days. This is your time to do any sort of outside chores like cleaning gutters. You're going to do all sorts of, you're going to be like, oh, our drains need cleaning outside, but you're just going to be dicking around. You're going to do any sort of weeding that you can do. Anything that isolates you from her. And so she has no emotional outlet to be like, oh no, I just want to be close. What sort of thing do we have? Like, you're going to create a void that you will then fill. And then next, that leads us to inspire hope. So you have broken her down, and then you pick her back up. This is a perfect opportunity to present like a gift. I like to think like a jersey or some sort of like shirt or team memorabilia that makes her feel like a part of the team. And you say something like, listen, we got a big game this weekend. You got to look the part. She's going to love it. She's going to feel like she's a part of the team and she's going to get excited. Think pep talks, things like keep her involved in what's going on. And then finally, you separate entirely. So now you've gotten her dependent on you, but not just you, but on football, because football is how she connects with you, right? So now you have her at a point where at your beck and call, she will come watch football with you because that's the best way that she'll be able to connect with you. You've gained total control. So here's what you do. You say, oh, sorry, like we had a plan to go to the bar. Best place, go somewhere she does not like. Anywhere that like is going to be, either too loud or like too many people. Anything that she's not interested in. She's like, we have plans to go there, and then you go there with the boys, and guess what? Now you've got football. You've got as much football as you want. Anything, any sort of day, whether it's Sunday watching Red Zone for 7 hours commercial-free football, or Monday night or Thursday night, you've got football. And it's all at your fingertips, and it's a foolproof system. And there it is. I hope that this Dennis system inspires you, and I hope that you can use this to manipulate your loved ones as well, because it's worked out great for me. That's all I have, and God bless fantasy football, and God bless the Best Night Ever League, and I will talk to you later.